Good morning and welcome to lesson 8.2, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial and solving polynomial equations. Today we're going to look at two different methods on how you can multiply a polynomial by a monomial. The first method we're going to call the horizontal method, which is actually just using the distributive property. The second method is the vertical method, and I'm going to show you both, but you can actually use any method that you choose. So I'm going to actually do 3 or 4 problems for you using both methods. So we welcome everyone that's listening on YouTube. Good morning. It's Tuesday here in Algebra Land. We hope that you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so to use the horizontal method, actually, again, it's an extension of the distributive property. It is an extension of the distributive property. And to use the distributive property, we are going to multiply the first term times everything inside of our parentheses. So x times 5x is 5x squared, and x times x squared is x cubed. Are you with me? Yes? Okay. To use the vertical method, we are going to multiply, eyes up front, x times x squared is x cubed, and x times 5x is 5x squared. Now that was not in standard form, so go ahead and put that in standard form for me right now. Thank you so much. Go ahead and look at the next one. See how we're doing here. So we needed to rewrite 5x squared plus x cubed in standard form. Remember standard form. We need to find the highest exponent. We need to actually put both of these in standard form. So what would the final answer be? Anybody? Right here. Thank you in the front. X cubed plus 5x squared. So make a big note. Make a big note that we are going to put these in standard form. Does anyone have a question? Yes? Well, okay, I will explain this to you because you didn't listen to the lecture from yesterday and you were absent. So that was all explained in yesterday's lesson. So I can expound on that later with you privately, okay? Again, standard form. You find the exponent that has the biggest, you're finding the variable that has the biggest exponent to the least. It's descending order according to the exponents. Okay, let's look at another example here. X times 4x squared plus 3x plus 2. So, x times 4x squared is what, class? 4x cubed. And x times 3x is what? 3x squared. And x times 2 is? Now look at this problem. This problem is really kind to us because it's already in what form? It's already in standard form. So let's make a note. Always put in standard form. And then the vertical method, it's kind of like when you multiplied in elementary school, when you multiplied one number times 3 or so, you're going to go, so we're going to go up first. X times 2 is 2x. So we're going to go up. Then x times 3x is what? And then x times 4x squared is 4x cubed. Good job. All right, so this is the problem that was in your notes. And how many people feel more comfortable with multiplying by just using the old-fashioned method, distributive property, horizontal method? Okay, I'm going to stick with that for the rest of this lesson since most of you feel most comfortable with that, and we've been doing this already this year. So please watch your negative signs. A negative 3x squared times 4x squared is a negative 12x to the fourth power. A negative 3x squared times 6x is a minus 18x cubed. And a negative 3x squared times a negative 8, a negative times a negative should be a positive 24x squared. Let's see if I did that correctly. Squared 4 minus cubed, positive 24x squared. Is it in standard form, yes or no? Yes. Good job. All right, so now let's make your life interesting, and let's throw something else in there for us. So let's try something like this. Let's go ahead and let's simplify an expression. So let's go ahead and try x times the quantity 3x minus 4 minus 5x. So this is the original expression. The second step would be use the distributive property. The third step would be look for and combine like terms. And the fourth step is simplify completely. Okay? So here we go. Let's take a look. X times 3x is what, guys? X times a minus 4 is a minus. And then over here we have a minus 5x. Does anyone see any like terms? Yes, a negative 4x minus 5x. So this would be rewritten as what? 3x squared minus 9x. Is it in standard form? Yes, it is. And for those of you who are joining today and not sure what standard form is, then you need to go back and listen to the lecture on YouTube, 8.1, Polynomials. Yes, question?
Can you do an example like negative 2xy? Can you do number 3?
Yes, I can. Okay, let's try another one. Negative 2xy times the quantity 2y plus 4x squared. Again, we're going to use the distributive property. So we have a negative 2xy times a 2y. A negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4xy squared. A negative 2xy times 4x squared. A negative 2 times 4 is a negative 8. X times x squared is x cubed y. Now, that is not in standard form because standard form will always be according to alphabetical order. And in this case, which letter comes first, x or y? X. So in standard form, my answer would be negative 8x cubed y minus 4xy squared. So basically, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. When you have two variables, you're going to do it standard form alphabetically according to which variable, in this case x, has the greatest exponent. So this has a degree, the exponent here for x has a degree of 3, y has a degree of 1, but we're not interested in y. Here x has a degree of 1. Does that answer your question? Did that answer your question as well? Yes, are you sure? Okay. All right, we're going to try one more and then I'm going to move on to the second part of the lesson. Let's do one a little bit more intense. So let's go 4r times 2r squared minus 3r plus 5 plus 6r times the quantity, 4r squared plus 2r plus 8. Y'all with me? Yes? All right, here we go. 4r times 2r squared is 8r cubed. 4r times and minus 3r is a minus 12r squared, and 4r times 5 is plus 20r. Are you with me? So what I need you to do is I need you to simplify or use the distributive property on the first parentheses. Then we're going to use the distributive property on the second parentheses. Then we are going to add like terms and simplify. Are those directions clear? Hello? Okay, good job. So here we go. 6r times 4r squared is 24r cubed. Plus 6r times 2r is 12r squared, and 6r, sorry guys watching online, I apologize, and 6r times 8 is 48r. All right, time to find like terms and combine them. So I have an 8r cubed. Does anybody have a last name of r cubed? Right here, 24r cubed. What's 8r cubed plus 24r cubed give me? 32r cubed. I have a minus 12r squared and a plus 12r squared, which does what? Cancels out. Then I have a 20r and a 48r, which gives me a 68r. Is it in descending order, which would be, is it in standard form? And then you are done. Does that help? Okay, so we're going to move on to the second part of our lesson, which is solving a polynomial equation. Okay? To solve equations with polynomial expressions. Okay, so many equations containing polynomials that must be added, subtracted, or multiplied before we can even solve the equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take business. This is your steps. Original expression or original equation. Let's take care of business on the left side. Then let's take care of business on the right side. And then we're treating it like any other equation. Variables to the left, numbers to the right. Stand up, sit down. Fight team, fight. Okay? Go Lions. Great job. So here, let's go ahead and do this problem for you. Solving a polynomial equation. Alrighty. Let's take, I'm going to do one that's a little bit easier first. So let's try this one. 2 times a minus 3 equals 3 times the quantity, negative 2a plus 6. So we're going to, this is my original equation. So we're going to simplify the left by the distributive property. Then we're going to simplify the right by distributive property. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Then we are going to get variables to the left, numbers to the right, and we're going to solve. So let's see how that looks for us. Okay, 2 times a is 2a, minus 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times a negative 2a is a negative 6a, and 3 times 6 is 18. Is everyone with me up to that step? I simplified the left, I simplified the right. Now I'm going to put my variables on the left side and my numbers on the right side. So I'm going to add 6a to each side. And I get 8a minus 6 equals 18. I could have done this all in one step, but I'm going one at a time. And now I'm going to add 6 to each side. And what I get is 8a equals 24. Divide each side by 8, and a equals 3. Is everyone with me? Solving a polynomial equation. So really it's nothing more difficult than anything we've done up to this point. We're just going to throw some distributive properties in there along the way. Are you with me? I do want to go on record as making a comment. I do not believe any of yours problems in the homework look like this, but I just want to go on record as saying, so let me just look real quick. If you were to solve an equation and you were to get something like this, 6 equals 6, what would your answer be, guys? All solutions. If you were to solve an equation and the variables go away and you get 3 equals 10, your answer would be, you're not going to see any of that. Now, I was kind tonight, so I only gave you 2 through 26. I gave you evens. Okay, so could everybody please look at their homework? Thanks for listening, guys, online, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. So go ahead and look at your homework.